Teachers in Mellen are working to integrate environmental education standards with the core curriculum in an outdoor setting.
The School Forest Education Plan promotes sustainability, stewardship, and the idea that spending time in the outdoors is good for the mind and body. Studies show that when we integrate environmental education with core curriculum and get kids outdoors, standardized test scores improve in all core areas. Students' attitudes about school and learning improves, and students are more likely to take personal responsibility for things like recycling and reducing waste. And parents are more likely to be involved with the school. With the help of funding from a WEEB grant, the Wisconsin Environmental Education Board, middle school teachers in Mellen have come together to work out thematic units for 6th through 8th graders that incorporate outdoor experiential learning with an environmental focus. Each unit begins with a lesson in forest etiquette. Students learn to treat the forest with respect, from the tallest tree to the smallest sprout. High school science mentors help kick off the units in the fall of the year with a day of activities in the outdoors. The 6th grade unit theme is called A Forest for All Seasons. The goal of this unit is that students will understand how the natural world has influenced human culture and society. Students will learn how patterns in nature have been used for timekeeping and have led to the development of clocks and calendars. In science, they'll learn how to plot land and create maps with illustrations. They learn how different cultures use materials from the land to create stable shelters. In language arts, students observe and record changes in the forest throughout the year. They use their observations as inspiration for writing many different kinds of poetry. Then, they compile their work in a portfolio complete with illustrations. In reading, students explore a variety of folklore, including Native American, Greek, and African American. Then they use readers' theater scripts to learn about legends and myths. Later, they'll create their own legend of the school forest and relate it to the local landscape, plants, animals, weather, and other phenomenon. Students will then type these legends in their keyboarding class. In art, students identify birds in the forest and create trading cards and bird shelters. Exploration fascination is the theme of the 7th grade unit. The goal of this unit is that students will understand how human exploration and resource use has led to changes in the environment. They will learn how to monitor and influence positive changes in the environment. In this unit's kickoff event, students learn the value of biodiversity in the forest. In art, students identify plants and create trail guides for the native plants in the forest. Students will use fabric, collected leaves, sun paint, and water to create covers for their books. In language arts, students will read and analyze parts of the Sand County Almanac by Aldo Leopold and will develop persuasive strategies to illustrate the need for reusing our resources. Students get outside for math, too. They determine the height of trees using the Pythagorean theorem, and they understand the principles of scale and measurement as they map the trails in the school forest. The exploration continues in reading as students read adventure stories and relate them to the school forest. They create wilderness survival kits after learning survival methods from their novel. In social studies, students are learning about Lewis and Clark. They'll study the geography along the path the explorers took and compare it to present-day geography. They'll make inferences about how the geography influenced the development of the area and how humans have influenced the change in the region. In personal finance, students will analyze consumer attitudes and behaviors. They will evaluate how environmental concerns influence consumer choices. Using this information, the students will describe a plan for reducing environmental consequences of their consumer choices. Finally, when students reach 8th grade, they'll learn how to become stewards of their environment in a thematic unit called Planet Green. The goal in this unit is that students will develop decision-making skills needed to contribute toward environmental sustainability. Kicking off this unit is a field day that focuses on balancing demands of a forest ecosystem. Students learn that mutual respect and cooperation are necessary in order to sustain resources for generations to come. Students learn more about plants and pollinators as they create a variety of projects in art that will be useful and beautiful additions to the new school garden. In social studies, students will evaluate census data and prepare charts that demonstrate the movement of Americans in the 1990s and predict future population movements and the potential impact on the environment. In Intro to Business, students will investigate or research ecotourism. They will explore local and regional ecotourism businesses and contemplate their potential ecotourism opportunities. In addition, they will develop a plan that promotes sustainability of ecotourism in the northern region. In math, students will be able to calculate the amount of water used and potentially wasted each day. Students will be able to determine methods to reduce water waste. Finally, in reading and language arts, students will research the past 100 years of the Mellen School to show where we've come and where we need to go to sustain our school environment by creating time capsules for each decade in our 100 years. Students will demonstrate group work, creativity, and public speaking while creating a Mellen rewrite of the popular Dr. Seuss book, The Lorax. Teachers involved in these projects realize that connecting the core curriculum to the natural world, empowering students to become good environmental stewards, is a triple win. Everyone has fun, and the learning reaches a higher level with greater depth. Lesson plans and source information for this project can be found in companion books available through the CISA 12 IMC and the Mellen School Library. Funding for this project was provided by the Wisconsin Environmental Education Board, otherwise known as WEEB. Thank you.